Today's sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to chilly, but of course sold out GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Straight ahead, a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the Dolphins of Chicago taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. The winner here goes to the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game. And this one over the back line of the end zone, where they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
Dragon 60. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. 19 tight. 19 tight.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And the Chiefs are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, do these teams talk about it to such an extent?
It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Well, the very first thing they told us, Charles, was we need to apply pressure early, and I would call that early pressure a nice sack to start the game.
And on the other sideline, I just have this image in my mind of the head coach on the headset with the offensive coordinator asking him if that's exactly what he saw in his mind when he called that play. And if so, is it going to be like this all day? That's a tough one right there.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Now it's Mahomes again. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And he's going to bring the football back for a touchdown. So a very good start, but don't go get those Super Bowl T-shirts left. Still the early going here.
I wonder if they're even printing them at this stage of the game, right? Do you wait a little longer before you say which one you're going to do? Good advice, Brandon. Make sure you know there's a lot of game left, but a good start.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Quick throw here, that's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
To throw, it's Mahomes. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
First down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. A quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Now the first carry here for the running back. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
It's been a long season, but he still looks fresh running the football. He knows his guys are 1 game away from a Super Bowl, so he's going to give it all he's got, and that's a heck of a run right there.
Easy.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Wide open receiver complete. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A great effort there. 28 yards. And the Chiefs are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Extra point by Butker is on target, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin first and 10.
Ready.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off.
50, 60, 7 Pirates, 7 Panther 11, Panther 11.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Second catch of this AFC title game, and he's got a first down.
But give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice game.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
19 sight, 1979 Broncos.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. Able to locate his running back, open downfield. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A huge play there for Chicago. 47 yards.
And this is one of the toughest parts about being a defensive back. When a play breaks down like this, you're taught to plaster to a receiver. Find the nearest one and adhere yourself to it. But you can only stay with the receiver so long if the play continues to develop. He knows where he's going. You do not.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It's second and goal. Back to the 8-yard line now.
Brings up second and goal.
Second and goal, they'll give it to him again. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
The play lost a yard.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Warriors 70. Cup 19, Cup 19. Dragon 60, 19 Lions. Let's go.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. He'll try and do this himself. And he's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. From 8 yards out. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce-back, tremendous poise, confidence never lost, and obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Palmer. And he's got this down to the 35.
First down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now here's Mahomes. That's again complete to Palmer. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Kansas City Chiefs. First down. First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. And Xavier Worthy, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point by Butker is on target. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive. And they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
These two teams all tied after one. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter. As they've got it with second down and less than a yard. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Now a handoff looking right. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
Now that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins have broken our tie as they take the lead. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. And they'll accept that penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
You put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender. But you also have to give your own guy a chance, too.
Mahomes going to throw. And he comes back with one complete.
Kansas City Chiefs. First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. Open man, it's Palmer. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A big play there. 49 yards. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point by Butker is on target. And we've got a tie game here, a back-and-forth first half. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone, so this ball will come out to the 30 now. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. From the 39-yard line, here comes second down at 6. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. On third down, he'll drop to throw. He'll try and do this himself. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete. So touchdowns on their first 2 drives, but looking like that won't be the case here.
Yeah, it looks like someone put their dukes up a little bit, doesn't it? Maybe decided to finally make a stand because those first 2 drives, they got run over. Now, finally, got their feet under them, got a little bit of balance. They're getting off the field.
Go, Reed, go! 19 Lions. Go, Street. 79 Broncos. Panthers, Strict, Cup 19. Cup 19.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. The kicker here is complete. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. A nice gain of 21 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And he finds a man with a crossing route. This now a 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 9. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Throwing now is Mahomes. That's caught right side by Worthy. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. And Xavier Worthy, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Chiefs have broken our tie as they take the lead. Extra point by Butker is on target. And they will take a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown, so now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it, sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
First run of the game for Jahmyr Gibbs, the Alabama product. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
50 Vikings, 50 Vikings, Buffalo 18.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Trying to lay one up deep. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, the first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
They're going to try and throw. He'll try to do it himself. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off for the first down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there on 2nd down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
The Dolphins on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Panther Street! Panther Street!
They'll drop to throw. He'll try and do this himself. 1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for it here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And that will force a turnover on downs. Now Mahomes. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
He was not the primary target. They expected to get the ball downfield. Instead, checked it down. An old coach of mine used to say to us all the time, when they check it down, that should end the down. In this case, though, he foiled that in a big way and turned it into a big play.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
3rd down and 1.
Yellow.
Rifles well, that's going to be intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line.
Well, I would guess that combined, if you spoke to both defenses, neither side has a lot to celebrate today. They haven't had a lot of stops, but that one right there, that's a big one because they stole points away with that play. And just as importantly, picked up a key stop on an offense that's been really impressive here in the early going.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. He's got a man, complete. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. A huge play there for Chicago. 58 yards. Now it's Fields. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll come up 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 36-yard line.
Down the left sideline. Touchdown, Chicago. Justin Fields, 35 yards. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point right down the middle. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. Now inside the 25. And all the way down to the 5. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. And Xavier Worthy in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chiefs have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Extra point by Butker is on target, and they will take a 7-point lead. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A great play there. 65 yards.
And the Chiefs come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead now up to 14. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in.
And the Chiefs are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Now, I guess we're at the point of the game where they do need to open up the playbook a little bit, start to take some chances down the field, but that one did not go as planned.
Yeah, these guys need something good to go their way, and they took an opportunity to take that shot there, but obviously that's not going to help. A tough play for them as they're trying to make their way back.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35.
98 yards rushing for him now as he tries to will his guys to the Super Bowl. 2nd down and 3.
Mahomes now to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Chiefs continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the Chiefs' 42-yard line.
They'll look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they lose yardage here. Back at the 47.
47-yard line.
And now an audible here into something else.
Dragon 60.
On play action, they'll throw. Now he's going to step up and run. And that is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. They'll look to throw again. He'll try to do it himself. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. And the Chiefs are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like the empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Throw left side, taken in by Palmer. Pitch and catch there good for 13. And they'll be faced with a third and inches.
Third and less than a yard.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And that's going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Afc Championship tilt, third quarter of play. This is 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. Throw left side complete. That's Palmer. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 23. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in their second half blowout material. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves and start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Working from the gun, Mahomes. That's completed right side to Palmer. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs get another third quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before this one?
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Leo Chanel. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Intercepted. The Chiefs take over 1st and 10.
Dolphins quickly complete out wide. And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it as he gets wiped out on that one. A third quarter action from Kansas City. Second down and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turn it into a successful play.
From the gun on third down, Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. This offense converted once on fourth down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That's a fourth down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. That's out wide for Palmer. And this is picked up by the Dolphins.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They'll take over after that pretty clutch forced fumble as they begin inside their own 5-yard line. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. They'll set up to throw. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down. Now the margin on that scoreboard, obviously for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard, trying to do too much.
And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A huge play there for Chicago. 41 yards.
Dolphins first down. A 41-yard gain. First down, Chicago.
1 quarter remains until we crown the AFC champion. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. From the 23, this is second and 3. And he'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 69 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Throw right side taken by Sanders. Here's second and 7. Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. A great effort there. A beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Dolphins go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. Uh-oh, flag comes comes out here, this is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
He's into space past the 25. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. 22 yards. And the Chiefs are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their fourth quarter lead. Well, it has been the passing game that's really been responsible for much of the scoring so far. But let's not forget about this running attack. They're pretty good, too, as evidence right there.
And I think, Brandon, the fact that they've thrown the ball so well contributed to that touchdown, because that was a defense that was really keyed up to cover those receivers. All they wanted to do was blanket them. They didn't have enough men in the box to stop the run, and you saw the end result.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. They're going to look to throw. And he's taken down. Chiefs sack. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Now Fields. The Sanders has got it complete. This offense so far on 3rd down, lacking much success. Just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Ran it last time. Now Fields to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And that will be incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. And you have to wonder, Charles, in a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions. Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Well, the offense has had a big day. He's been great running the football, but I don't think anybody liked that last result.
No, they didn't like the last result at all, but they have to look at it in total, don't they? They've had a big day running the football. You take an occasional loss or an occasional bad play along the way, but all in all, they have to like what they've done.
No move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. first down on a pickup of 11.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Yellow.
Mahomes going to throw. Going underneath to the tight end, Green. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 24-yard line.
Yellow.
Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay. So that flag will set him back 5 yards. They are pushed back 5 yards by the delay of game, 2nd and 8.
Yellow.
Following the penalty, they'll go back to the run game. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Yellow.
And they just did not get the snap away in time. Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback, as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there, because you got to go in the clocks in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And one of the whistles for timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. And they won't run a play here, no victory formation. They will indeed try to get 3 more.
52-yard attempt.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that will extend their lead even further. So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive, because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And the Chiefs are going to get it. Well, the Lombardi Trophy would be nice to hoist. They have to hold off for that for a little bit right now.